Hello.
Hi.
Hi, everybody. I don't know how long it's been since we posted the last one. Whoops.
2 weeks,
welcome back
probably.
to Luck We Had.
I don't
It's
know.
a shameless recap podcast. Listen, I feel like we're getting through season 6 in a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah,
No, we
absolutely.
really are. I actually can't believe
Yeah.
we're already like in the back third.
Yeah, I think we started posting again in October when the strike ended. No, in November when the strike ended. And it's March, and we're almost done the season. We've got 3 episodes left. We're golden.
We're doing it.
Woo!
Hi. Welcome. It's the evening. We're also sleepy, but
Oh my god.
we
yeah.
wanted to get this episode in. Because this is season 6, episode 9, A Year to One's Own. Hi, by the way. My name's Amanda.
Hi, I'm Evan.
I'm Lena.
What's up? I don't think we all have a lot of chit chat in us today.
Yeah, nothing.
I don't know. I'm like, is there anything I can report to you that happened in TV land?
Season 3 and 4 of The Bear are filming concurrently
That's
because
true.
it got renewed for 2 seasons. And there's once again a brouhaha about the fact that it's going to get submitted as a comedy to the Emmys in September, which I fundamentally disagree with. And I think it does a disservice to comedy writing. I agree with a lot of the comments online. Like season 2, no way, no how, no chance that it is a comedy.
Justice for Hacks. Well, Hacks hasn't come back yet, but it will be I think it will be out by next Emmys. So.
And Abbott. Like, give Abbott a fighting chance, man.
Shadows. Last season of Shadows is coming out.
Yeah.
So.
At least we're finally done with Barry.
Well, Barry only swept its like first year, maybe 2 years.
Yeah. But
Barry
it's
was
taken
like,
up a spot.
Yeah, but Barry was like, I'm out. Thank God we're done with Ted Lasso. Who said that?
I feel like there's like no television to like look forward to right now.
All of my stupid shows are back. 911 and Grey's Anatomy and Station 19. Woo.
I heard 911 is going to the School of Destiel marketing.
It has been for the last few years, and there's been no realistic way of it happening when it was on Fox, but it's on ABC now. It is the next great American queer bait. Like, it's
No,
crazy.
seriously. Like, I'm praying for you.
Between who?
The firefighter, Buck, who is Dean Winchester. It's the same fucking guy, different font. And then his partner, Eddie, like his in the firehouse. Oh, Eddie also has a son that Buck is basically a second father to already, to the point that, like, they took him to see Santa Claus one time, and the elf, like, taking care of Santa Claus was like, oh my god, you two have such a cute son, and Buck is like, thanks. He didn't say, no, she's like, hey, yeah, thanks.
Hold on, I'm looking at him.
Like, it's easier to just not explain.
Get that shit out of my face.
Buck is literally Dean Winchester. It's crazy.
No, like, this is crazy. Like, you guys cannot just repeat history like this. I'm seriously
Murphy, taking
praying for
notes.
you. Another one of my
Thank
Twitter
you.
mutuals is, like, tweeting, like...
Wait, did
all
they
the-
kiss?
All the different...
No.
No.
What
Like,
is
all the
this?
different, like, interviews that come out and shit. And she's like, oh my god. And I'm like, girl, I'm praying for you.
What am I looking at?
Evan, you're probably looking at an edit. They have not kissed. No.
The worst.
You're looking at an
the
edit.
worst man-up I've ever seen in my entire damn life. Look at this shit.
But
I
yeah,
just sent it in chat. What is that?
I think I know what one you're... Yeah, no,
Did they cuddle up on the couch?
Oh, Jesus.
No, that is... Each of their girlfriends have been cut out of this picture.
That
Yeah.
is...
Look at this one.
That is a queerbait rite of passage when both girlfriends are cut out of the picture. So true.
I've had this one too. These are awesome.
Okay,
Oh, God.
Guillermo and Nandor next. Let's get it on lock. Come on.
That's canonically...
Everyone was
like,
trying.
Yeah.
Everyone was trying. Well, but the difference is that all those characters are actually gay. Yeah, all those characters are actually queer. So it's like, well.
Well, the silver lining, the hope of this is because Buck is also a sex addict, and so there is a hope that he's going to bring up this one dude that he's been with, like.
His name is Buck.
His
Wait.
his
Wait.
his last name is Buckley.
Wait.
His name is Evan
What?
Buckley. He's a sex addict, yeah, but he's like
Diagnosed sex addict? Like, okay, like fan diagnosed, or like there was an episode
no,
where he
like
went to
it was
therapy?
a storyline in season 1.
Oh
It was a storyline in
my
season
God.
one. and
Ryan
Eddie
Murphy,
gets
you have done it
introduced-
again.
And Eddie gets introduced in season 2, and the first time you see him, it's Buck with all the other firefighters, and he looks across the room to Eddie, who is like been working out. And Buck's like, "Who's this guy?" And then it is slow motion hunky music while we zoom in on Eddie entering the scene.
Who's on that writer's staff?
Ryan Murphy, you have done it again. Ryan Murphy, you have done it again. Oh my god.
Like, it is not just us making
awesome.
shit up. It's it is Destiel level nuts. Like, it's
That's awesome.
welcome.
do that.
I've been here for 7 seasons. Welcome.
That's crazy. Seriously, Caleb and Ian.
Oh god, it's so good. And this episode's good too. I watched it I think 2 weeks ago, but I do remember it and I did like it.
It
I
is
think
memorable.
it's one of my favorites
It's not
this season.
often that an episode of a show is set at a yurt
Yeah.
in like a commune. It's not often that you
I think
get there.
I'm excited to get into it. And we're still sort of in the timeline. This was in March of 2016. We're still in March. We're doing it.
Hell yeah.
It snowed here the other
Yo.
day. Like dumped.
What?
I mean, it's
It was
basically all melted
flurries.
now, but it was very snowy. It snowed for an
Yeah.
entire day. on
Yesterday
Friday.
here, we got buckets and buckets and buckets and buckets of rain for hours.
Oh yeah, no, it was raining like so hard yesterday. I hated it.
Yeah, well, rain is normal. Rain is normal.
It was
But
an
snow.
unreal. It was like 5 or 6 inches flooding type rain. Like, it was fuck up. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's not good.
Evan, did you get hit with a lot of that too?
Yeah, no, it was pouring really heavy yesterday. It was miserable, and my umbrella broke when I was outside.
No.
I hated every second of it.
No. Did I tell you guys
I
that
don't know, something. Me and umbrellas.
all of the bus routes got shut down where I live?
No.
So I have to bike
What?
everywhere.
No.
Or
Why
drive.
did they
But
shut
like
them
when I'm going to
down?
class, I have to bike. Why? Because there's construction.
But like all
will
the
they-
buses?
will they come
But there's no
back, though?
detour. There's no detour because the bus route runs along my street, and there's no detour because the like street is shut down.
That's fucked up. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's seriously fucked up.
Okay. Well, let's get into it. This is season 6, episode 9, A Yurt of One's Own, everybody. March 13th, 2016. At this current right now time is March 24th, 2024 is when we're filming this. We had a chat off mic just before this about Quiet on Set, and I can't stop thinking about it. Amanda Bynes means so much to me, and so I can't stop thinking about it, but I digress.
My friend said she was gonna watch it. I'm wondering if I should actually. I have so
You
many
should,
other things to
like-
get
I've
to.
watched it all. I
have
really
movies
liked
and
it.
stuff that I have to watch like for school that I'm behind
Yeah.
on, so I should probably do that first.
Plan a pick-me-up for after you finish it, but like, it's God. There was
Okay.
like, I'm not going to spoil who it was, but there was this one moment where they were talking about big celebrities who wrote letters to try to get the one big pedophile for his sentence to be lighter. And then they were like,
Taron Killam. I actually already heard
Yeah.
about that.
but they said,
Yeah.
yeah, for 20 years, these letters have been sealed. So we petitioned the court and got them unsealed, and these are their names and faces. I was like, oh, holy shit.
I am. Yeah, so I know he's getting a lot of flack. Oh, James Marsden.
James Marsden.
Wow.
And 2 of the guys from Boy Meets World.
Could you read? Could you read
Yeah.
the letters?
They put the letter in the documentary, yeah.
Yeah.
If you pause, you can read it.
I'm so curious. Has he said anything? I'm assuming his publicist is just telling him to stay quiet.
There's
Who's the
been
guy
one
you
or
guys are
2
referring
people.
to?
Taron Killam, he was on
Killam.
Saturday
Oh, yeah,
Night
yeah,
Live.
SNL.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Karen, but the other guy you guys mentioned.
James Marsden. he
James
was in
Marsden.
Enchanted and 27 Dresses and Hairspray.
Oh, yeah.
He's
Oh, he was in
very dirty.
Hairspray with Amanda Bynes.
Homeboy is literally Corny Collins.
Yeah.
Well,
Um,
it was for Brian Peck, not
Yeah.
Dan Schneider. Yeah.
It was for
Yeah.
Brian Peck, yeah. It's
Wow.
some of the, like, there's one celebrity that in the documentary she has submitted a statement that's like, I was not informed of the proper information when I wrote that letter, and if I knew then what I know today, I would never have written the letter.
Dude, in
Damn.
the Dan Schneider interview back, he goes, well, because I know he basically just like took the fall for like everybody, even though the whole point of the docuseries is that like this was a culture of abuse.
No. He was the culture of abuse. He wasn't the one who like went to prison for physically assaulting somebody.
I'm talking about Dan Schneider.
No, yeah. He was the culture of the abuse. It was him. It was his fault.
He was responsible for hiring all these other creeps and weirdos.
He was the biggest creep and weirdo.
Yeah, but in this interview, he said, here's the kicker that I really don't get. After Brian Peck got out of prison and was a registered sex offender, he was hired on a Disney Channel show. I don't understand that.
Yeah, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I did see that.
No, Dan Schneider is a fucking monster. Mostly because you'll see when you watch it, but like when he finds out about Brian Peck, he called Drake. He guessed that it was Drake. You just guessed? You knew. He knew the whole fucking time. I know he knew.
Oh yeah, I saw that clip of Drake of him being like, Dan called me and he was like, you had something to do with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or I think he said he pulled him aside on set or something.
No, he called him. Yeah.
He called him?
Yeah. Anyway, I digress. It's I can't stop thinking about it because it's literally my entire childhood, but yeah. I hope Amanda Bynes passed her exam to become a licensed manicurist. I hope that for her. That is all I want for her right now. Any hoozles, let's talk about Shameless. Speaking of other child actors.
Yeah.
Child actors who had a bit of a rough time of it, but not as rough as Nickelodeon. 609 A Yurt of One's Own. It was written by Davey Holmes. He was executive producer or co-executive producer on seasons 3 through 6. So the golden age of Shameless. This is his last of Shameless episodes he was a writer on. He did 308, Where There's a Will, 405, There's the Rub, and 410, Live or I Hardly Know Her. 504, A Night to Remember... Wait, what? 511, Drugs Actually. 604, Going Once, Going Twice, and this one.
He's a good writer.
Yeah, juicy.
They're bangers, yeah. It was directed by Ruben Garcia. He was a first AD and a second AD on a combined 42 episodes, seasons 1 through 6. This is the only directing credit he has on Shameless. He also did a lot of 1 or 2 episode directing jobs on shows like Grease, Rise of the Pink Ladies, Empire, The Blacklist. He does a lot of like 1 episode stints. And, okay, once again, the synopsi are always so weird. But the synopsis. Fiona tries to make amends with Sean, who isn't giving her the time of day. Meanwhile, Debbie and Queenie travel to a rural commune along with Frank, who's trying to escape G-Dog, who's after him for stealing his drugs. No mention of Lip at all in the synopsis.
I mean, I guess they're trying to keep it under wraps.
Yeah, it's always interesting to me what they choose to put in it and what they choose to withhold. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
The previously on is done by a pregnant Debbie who is making dinner. Previously on Shameless. Lip moved into the sorority house and he's drinking so much. Dominique is finally vibing with Carl. Queenie has gone all Earth Mother on Debbie. Carl's trying to get out of the game, but Frank fucked up and did all the coke for Carl's drop. Sean's son got into one of Carl's guns, and Sean is worried he's going to lose custody. Oh, we open on Frank having taken out his cornrows, and so his hair is all, like, frizzy and fucked up. Because white people's hair isn't supposed to be in cornrows. And he's sitting under the sitting under the bridge, trying to roll a cigarette, and a black SUV pulls up, starts firing. Worst aim ever, because it's an automatic, and they're...
No, he definitely should have been shot at least like 4 times.
If they wanted to kill him, they would. It's a warning. They'd rather money than kill someone. So if he can get them the money, they're like, okay.
But they open fire on him, and he takes cover behind some cars and gets his lucky ass out of there. At home, Fiona stayed the night at the house, revelation, and she's writing a letter to Sean's ex-wife. Her brain, her logic sometimes astounds me. Also, Ian's here.
I remember Ian is a fucking bitch about this one. He's such an asshole.
He's here. He's around.
Him.
Debbie comes downstairs and says she's going to the commune with Queenie and do some unschooling to get knowledge from life instead of books. 'Cause that's what you need, Debbie. she basically says she's dropping out of school and that she'll get her GED if she needs to. And like Fiona got her GED because she had to drop out of school to raise the entire family. Debbie, you can finish school. Like you
she watched what Fiona did.
There is a
Lip.
storyline of her getting it, right? She gets it in like the first or second season. Doesn't she like make a deal with Lip where he's like, I'm dropping out, and she's like, well, what if I get my GED and then we'll graduate together?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like Debbie, I know that Debbie is about to have a baby, but she's got like, at this point, her family will help her just finish high school.
Isn't she like, Ian, you don't have a GED? And he's like, bro, don't even get me started on my GED. She's like, Ian never finished high school, and they're all like, are you serious right now?
Were you there 2 seasons ago?
Like, do you remember what happened to him? He should probably get his GED, though.
Yeah. The living room, it's still pimped out, like, with all of Carl's shit, which was really funny. And Ian tries to, like, be big brother and dad alongside Fiona, but Queenie, Chucky, Debbie, leaving, going to the commune. Bye, Chucky.
Yeah, packing their bags.
Frank comes by, so he had been shot at. He went running to the house. He comes by and sees Debbie and Queenie and Chucky loading up into the van to leave. And he's like, oh, you're getting out of town? I'm getting in the car. I'm going with you.
Hey.
And Queenie's like, you don't need to pack? He's like, nope, go. Drive. Over to the Globe, Critics' Choice, SAG Award-winning, Oscar-snugged Jeremy Allen White. Lip is waking up in bed with one of the girls from the house. He's hungover, and he scrounges around his room for some booze at the bottom of the bottles for a little hair of the dog. Just pure alcoholic, like, wake up, need a drink.
Nasty.
At the Alibi, one of the barflies asks for his change, and Svet's like, yeah, it's in the tip jar. That's where your change is.
Me. So true.
This guy is played by an actor named Pat Healy, who I recognize from Station 19. He was also in Better Call Saul and Killers of the Flower Moon.
Oh, is he who I'm thinking of? No, he is not.
He looks very Irish Catholic.
Who the F was he in Better Call Saul?
I think it was just in a couple of episodes. I don't
Jeff.
think... Yeah.
Oh! He was in, like, the last 3 episodes, the ones that are, like, black and white. I think the last episode's called, like, Forgiving Jeff or something like that. Or no, the last episode's called Saul Gone, of course. But there's one...
But he just played the chief of police in Station 19, and he was actually just killed. He was a bad guy. So this role isn't a shock. He asks what Svet's problem is, and Kev's like, oh, her dad sold her into sexual slavery, pretty much put her in a bad mood for the rest of her life.
Like the way he just so casually just tells a stranger that.
It turns out this guy's a cop, because he looks like a cop. And he's with Citizenship and Immigration Services. Svet pissed off the wrong guy, and now Kev and V are a little screwed because Svet's about to get deported.
Ruh-roh, Kev, you dumbass.
At work, Sean is giving out the paychecks to everyone, and Fiona says she went through the whole house, she got rid of all of Carl's guns, and she gave them to the police station. She wrote a letter. She apparently, like, just anonymously just handed the guns over to the police station, and they just took them.
Surprised they did that.
I mean, I guess.
And she said she wrote a letter saying that it's all her fault for Sean to give to Will's mom to try to help Sean not be blamed for Will getting his hands on a gun. And he's like, no, I don't want your fucking letter. I don't, stay the fuck away from me. I can't look at you. I can't talk to you. I don't want your fucking letter. It's not going to help anything.
Yeah, no, I respect his decision at that point.
Yeah.
I don't know what Fiona thought that was going to accomplish.
It's
Like,
also
absolutely
not
nothing.
like he... I don't think he broke up with her.
No, he just was like, I really need to, like, be alone. Like,
He was like,
especially
just
with,
like, hold on a second. She's trying to keep a breakup from happening, but yeah.
Over to Debbie, Queenie, Frank, and Chucky pulling into the commune where it's freezing with no cell service. Then we meet Jupiter, the founding father of soaring consciousness. Just cult. And the actor is played by Jeff Kober, who I know mostly from playing a white supremacist on Sons of Anarchy. He's also a couple of episodes guy on a lot of shows like Big Sky, The Walking Dead, New Girl, and It's Always Sunny. I think he played a lawyer in Sunny. I think.
You can keep talking, I'll look.
I know, I'm trying to...
But, like, I know him as the leader of a white supremacist gang in Sunny.
Who is he in It's Always Sunny?
He was in Supernatural.
Everybody was in Supernatural.
True.
What was he in Supernatural?
He was Randall in episode 19, Folsom Prison Blues. So I think he's one of the other prisoners.
Yeah.
Oh, he's creepy guy.
In Sunny?
In Always Sunny. In the Gun Fever 2 episode.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's the guy who won't sell Dee and Dennis their guns. And they're like,
at the gun
we'll
show?
we'll shoot you, and then everyone in the place pulls their guns on them.
Yeah, they're like, try it. Seriously, try it.
So that's...
Yeah, I think that's him.
That's the vibe this man has. So him playing a cult leader is a little bit of a step to the left, but not really.
Same thing, different side of the aisle, I guess.
Yeah. He tells Debbie they all hoped she would come, and now here she is. And back at work with a bottle of Maker's Mark and a peace offering for Fiona, Gus is there. He apologizes for the way he acted about the house and says, "Can I please have a divorce?"
Fuck you, dude. No one needs your alcohol right now.
But he says things are serious with his girlfriend. He would like a divorce and the ring back.
Damn.
My man.
He honestly, can I be honest? He should have sorted that out way long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Because he knew that he didn't want to be married to Fiona forever, and he also knew he needed the ring back. Why did he wait until something was serious with another person?
Because he wanted to punish her. And also...
Yeah, I guess. To be like, and I'm divorcing you, and now I am marrying someone else immediately.
And, like, how long have you been dating this person? Like, my man, you need to slow down before you marry a girl.
The timeline isn't real, but it's probably been like a year.
No, well, Debbie is 3 months.
Oh, Debbie's not even.
Pregnant.
She hasn't even had her baby.
Yeah.
Okay, but this is the same guy that married Fiona after a week.
Exactly.
So
Slow down,
9
my
months
man.
9 months is a step up for him.
Yeah, we shouldn't be vouching for his other relationship when this is how the last one ended.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, can you learn? Like, can you slow down?
Yeah.
He gives her his lawyer's card, and she's like, "Do I need a lawyer?" And he's like, "Well, not if we keep this simple. You give me the ring, I give you the divorce. Simple."
And she's like, "Uh-oh."
Yeah.
That if anyone said that to me, I'd be like, "Okay, cool. So these are fighting words."
Back to the yurt, they're doing some bullshit chanting, and Debbie is introduced to the group in a very, like, cult mother kind of way. Like, look at her, praise her, worship her.
So awesome. Well, because she's prego.
Yeah. At school,
New life.
Dominique is coming after Carl now. She's the pursuer now, asking to record at his house for a music camp she wants to go to, but he blows her off.
She plays the violin, right?
Yeah. Also at school, Ian is meeting with Lip. Lip invites Ian to a sorority party. It takes some convincing, though. And, like, while they're walking across the quad, Lip pulls a beer out, and Ian's like, "What?" And Lip's like, "Yeah, no, it's hair of the dog, and I have to grade bad papers. I need this." And Ian's like, "Okay. Weird that you had a beer in your pocket, but okay."
Just cracking up a cold one on campus.
It's like literally out of the pocket of his jacket.
Okay, not good for him.
Over to Fiona, who's going to the pawn shop, because she did not put the ring in a safe deposit box like she told Gus. She pawned the ring.
But that was when the house was getting foreclosed on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she tries to buy the ring back, and the guy's like, "Your pawn contract expired. This ring is now $6,000. And
Ridiculous.
And then he takes her $500 deposit and gives her a couple of days to come up with the rest. And so she leaves.
At least he gave it back to her. Is that crazy?
What do you mean?
Like, he's still an asshole for doing that, but, like, he could have just been like, "No, your contract's up.
What?
$6,000 now."
Well, no. He said, like, you cannot buy it back at the pawn rate now. She puts down a $500 deposit that I don't know that she gets back, because she doesn't get the ring for it.
Yeah, because
he doesn't even give her the ring? Is
No,
it just to hold it?
It's just to hold it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So no one else buys it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
She leaves the shop and comes across an ad for a divorce lawyer that she stops and considers.
I forgot he was in this.
It's literally
I love
Oscar
him.
from The Office.
I forgot he was in this, and I forgot that he was a fucking diva.
I think the actor's name is also Oscar.
It is.
Yeah.
His name's Oscar Nunez.
He's perfect for like a sleazy like bus bench lawyer. Back at the commune, Debbie is being given the only yurt with electrical heat. It's the maternity tent.
It's like a dope tent, too.
And Frank is being given a tour of the place, being given the job of aerating the compost. Meanwhile, Chucky is playing in a pile of human shit.
He goes, wee! And, like, rolls down it.
We jump to the alibi. Kev and V are drowning in dirty dishes, and the babies are crying, and Svetlana is going to move to Kentucky. And she's like, I can't get a visa with Mickey in prison. And Kev's like, you should divorce Mickey and marry somebody else. And the whole bar is like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll marry you. And then she's like, yeah, okay. You have to live with me. You have to still pay for sex. You have to meet with the immigration lawyer every week for the next 2 years. And they're all like, never mind.
Like, oh.
And Kev's like, I'll marry you. And V's like, you are still married to your ex-wife. He's like, oh, fuck. I can't marry you.
I can't believe they remembered that.
Yeah.
I can't believe they remembered that and we're just like, you're married to me, stupid. Like, you know.
But then Svet turns to V and goes, wait a minute, you two aren't legally married? And V's like, no. So Svet's like, V, you're not legally married? And they have little brain blast there. Gay marriage. And Fiona is meeting with Oscar the lawyer. I'm not learning the character's name. She's asking, can Gus sue me because I can't return the ring? And he goes ahead and calls Gus's lawyer and starts a fight that Fiona didn't mean to start.
He, like,
Lawyers
asks to, like,
love to
send
fight.
over, like, his assets, like, anything, all his inheritance, like, everything. Ay.
She just went to ask a question, and he's like, oh, I'm starting a tussle. I'm getting into this.
Lawyers love to fight. They love it.
At Patsy's, Carl gets his paycheck and sees the taxes being taken out and goes, what? He's like, where'd my paycheck go? Yep. Welcome to real life, Carl. You don't get paid in bags
you're
of money.
a dishwasher. Good luck.
Sorry.
Gone are the
He didn't
days.
get tipped out, I don't think.
No, not busboys, no. At the sorority party, Lip is bartending, and the girls have, and you pointed out that sororities can't have parties, but this is a mixer that's in their house.
Right.
Yeah.
Mixers are different. Mixers are technically not parties.
Except it's a party.
It's a full
You
bar.
have to be, for a mixer, you have to be in a frat or a sorority, like one of the hosting ones. You can't just come in off the street, but you can at a party.
Yeah. Lip's bartending. The girls have painted something sparkly and pretty on his face, and it was actually, like, really lovely.
Is it like a luau or something?
Yes-ish.
Right? Like, it's themed,
Yeah.
for sure.
And the girls have painted, like, I really liked him with this face paint on. He looked good. It looked really good on him. And then Ian gets a little phone call. Cute little phone call.
I like that he's there. I like that he's there. Liv was like, just come hang out with me. I wonder if he was just like standing around and then the girls were like, who is this guy? And he was like, gay.
Gay.
I'm gay.
Gay,
by
gay,
the
gay,
way.
gay.
Well, because I don't know. You don't look at him and assume gay.
No.
So it's like,
No.
he definitely got hit on like once or twice. And he was like, ew. Oh my God.
I'm in a committed, boring
Disgusting.
relationship. Yeah. But he gets a call during the party on his little cell phone, and it's Mandy. Hello.
Blondie.
Blondie Mandy.
Hey.
She left Indiana. She's in Chicago, and she's in trouble at a hotel. Ian needs to come now. Ian, Mandy besties. Because even after all this time, Ian's like, I'm there. I'm going. No questions asked.
He's awesome.
And then
She's awesome. They're awesome.
he even lies to Lip. Because he's like, I am not bringing up to Lip that I'm going to see Mandy. So he's like, Caleb got a schedule mixed up. I'm going to go meet him. Goodbye. At Patsy's, Dominique has come around looking for Carl, and he's embarrassed that she knows that he has a real job now.
Also, the fact that they let her in the back. Like, anyone can walk in
They're
that back room.
so chill there. It's unreal. They're so unserious.
She asks him, why are you blowing me off? And he's like, because now I'm broke and boring and I can't impress you, so why would I try? And she's like, yeah, the gangster act was the thing I didn't like about you. She's like, you're a hardworking man. You're a decent, honest man. This is fine. Put the hairnet back on. Like.
No, that was cute. She was like, put it back on.
Yeah, this is very teenager, like, first love, kind of adorable. I like it. At the house, Fiona is making chicken nuggets and leaves Sean a message. He's clearly not answering her calls.
That family loves a good voicemail. Like, god damn it.
And Gus calls her angry that she's coming after him now, and he's gonna get ugly about it. And she tries to be like, no, the ring is in pawn. But he hangs up on her. He's not listening to her. Gus is a dick.
No,
well, his lawyer was probably like, here's what's happening. And he was like, okay, now I have to be mad.
But he was being so, like, sketchy with her at the diner. Like, of course she's gonna get a lawyer and, like, battle up.
Right.
Remember that time you cost her house?
Oh, yeah, that fuck.
Ian gets to the hotel Mandy is at. She lets him in and shows him the dead body, which is the reason that she called him. And Ian's like, okay, what the fuck happened? And she's like, I met him through the escort service that I work for, which floors Ian. I didn't know that this was news to Ian, that Mandy was an escort.
Well, I feel like
Maybe
they honestly
just,
haven't
like,
chatted since.
Well, and it's also like after Kenyatta, maybe he's like, are you serious? Like,
Yeah.
this is bad for you. Like, you escaped this piece of shit guy, and now you're like hooking up with more piece of shit guys.
That makes sense. We go back to Queenie and Frank and Chucky. They send Chucky off to bed, and then she goes into her tent to have sex with 2 other guys that are waiting in the tent for her.
Woo!
Yeah!
And Frank's like,
Yay!
I'm sorry, what? She's like, we had this scheduled, so get the fuck out. I'm gonna fuck these guys. At the hotel, Ian is helping Mandy wrap the body. He is the best friend you call when you haven't seen each other in like 2 years. Hey, I killed a guy. Cool, I'll be there. Like,
Nah, he's the guy to talk to.
and Ian's like, oh shit, there are security cameras in hotel hallways. We can't drag him down the hallway. And then they look at the window, and they look at each other, and they look at the window, and they look at each other. It's like, oh, they're going to throw this man out the window.
Sitcom ass plot.
No, just like the music of it too. Like they tried to get like silly with it. And I'm like, this is not a silly scene.
This is them like delving into silly territory.
Scene.
A man is dead. Like, back to the party. Lip is handing out shots, and every shot he hands out, he takes one. Lip is drinking.
A lot. Every drink one person has, he has one for them.
Lip is drinking a lot, by the way. He asks one of the girls if she wants to hang out later, and she's like, no, I'd rather hang out with somebody who gives a shit. And he's like, oh, come on. And he says her name. She's like, nope, wrong, not me. And he's like, well, what about the 3-way? She's like, we didn't have a 3-way, and my name is Trina, not Brina.
And then he's like, even has a second. He's like, damn. But then he kind of like laughs it off to himself. And I'm like,
well, he's like, okay, I could get another girl.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Up to their ass in problems, Ian and Mandy cannot. It's like, it's wild that it cuts back between party, murder, party, murder, party, murder.
I love that.
Comedy.
I love that. It's like, as soon as I want to know more.
Ian and Mandy, they can't take the guy out the window because hotel windows do not open all the way so that a body can't fit out of a hotel window. It's the whole reason.
He's a big dude. He's not sliding out of nowhere.
And Mandy's like, okay, we'll take him out in sections. Let me call my brothers. Girl, why didn't you call your brothers to begin with? Like,
yeah,
right,
like
was
the first person you called.
Obviously, you did not want to do that. But also, I'm assuming her family doesn't know that she's back in town.
No. And Ian's like, okay, no, we're not calling your brothers. He's like, how about this? You didn't meet him through an escort service. You met at the hotel bar. He died of a stroke during some rough sex. No body chopping necessary. We call the EMTs, and we get you out of this.
Because how did he initially die? He smacked his head, right?
Yeah.
No, it was legit, like, well, but it was like he took something. Or no, wasn't it like he came at her?
No,
Yeah.
I think, no, he legitimately, he smacked his head and died. He fell down in the bathroom, smacked his head and died.
But it was because he took something. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
He had taken drugs or something like that. And I think Ian was like, do you know what he took? And she was like, I have no clue. Like, I think he like popped Viagra earlier or something like that.
Yeah, and like, besides being an escort, she did not do anything wrong. Like,
yeah.
So she just,
right.
A guy died and she fucking panicked. So instead of calling like 911, she was like, let's get rid of it.
She called 911.
And Fiona goes to Sean's and she finds him on his back porch. He says he wasn't responding to her because he was on the phone with Will's mom. He's like, she flipped out. She threatened to challenge custody. And then she starts unloading about her whole Gus situation. And he gets up to leave. And then she's like, in the middle of her sentence, he gets up to leave. And then he goes, there's something in AA. Pause when agitated. I'm agitated, so I'm pausing.
The delivery of that is so good.
The right thing to do, because how dare she be low-key responsible for his world of fuck and then try to come to him and be like, my problems. Yeah. It's like,
literally.
He's literally dealing with something.
You are one of his problems.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Get your head out of your ass, Fiona. What are you doing? And
like, just deal with your shit separately right now.
It's like one of those things where like it's really hard to like you want to sympathize, but then like you're like, you need to get it together because she doesn't really have anyone else to talk to. Her and the V storyline have like been disappeared for like the last season.
She's just like forgotten that V existed.
Yeah, and so like she has no one else to talk to, and I'm like, okay, how about we don't talk to the person who you just fucked up his life tremendously.
Yeah. I was so proud of him. He's like, yeah, I have to walk away from this because I'm so mad at you right now.
I would shut her ass up too. I'd be pissed off.
And she asked, she's like, well, what does that mean? That you're agitated, so you're pausing. He's like, anything I say to you right now, it's not going to be constructive. This will not be helpful. I have to walk out of here. I've got to go. And at the hotel, Mandy does the right thing and talks with the cops and the paramedics. And Ian is right there. Like, you don't hear what they're saying, but you see them, like...
It's a weird, like, slow-mo
like
scene.
looking at each other.
Yeah. They're supportive. He's there and she feels okay because he's there. Their friendship, it's one of the aspects that makes Ian an interesting and layered character, and they remove it and he becomes not interesting anymore.
It's such a shame that things went down behind the scenes the way they did. Between Emma and Jeremy. I mean, I don't want to speculate on like how they are or how their breakup was or whatever, but just the fact that they were dating and then they weren't, like, it would just be awkward to return to set.
I also think it was not just like she left because breakup
she was
awkward.
also uncomfortable with how, and also how like they were treating Mandy.
Yeah. And hey, could I? And
didn't she give some interview where she was like, I asked them to kill me?
Yeah.
She was like, I asked them to kill my character.
Yeah.
And they were like, no. And that's why they moved her to Indiana.
Yeah. Yeah, she's one of the many women who was like, I would like to be topless less. And they're like, how about we write you out instead?
How about we murder your character?
Yeah. At the commune, Frank scurries out of Queenie's tent while she's getting plowed. And he tries to go into Debbie's tent. And she's like, nope, no male energy in the maternity tent. And he tries to force his way in, but she's like, get out of here, shoo, go away. The next morning, Lip wakes up in the hospital. He is receiving treatment for alcohol poisoning. He wasn't just drunk, alcohol poisoning. Brina, the girl that told him off, called 911 for him. And he tries to leave, but the nurse is like, you cannot get up. It's gonna be a few more hours. You're lucky to be alive. Like, sit the fuck down and get hydrated.
I know, even that nurse was like, boy, calm down.
Meanwhile, Mandy, who stayed the night with Ian, is getting dressed to leave. And he tries to get her some breakfast, and she tries to be like, no, I gotta go. And he tells her, Fiona's at work, Lip lives on campus, your dress has blood on it, give it to me, I will wash it, and I'll make us some breakfast. And she, like, settles. She's like, okay, we can have this. And he's like, also, I'm dating a hot black fireman and studying to be an EMT.
Like, okay.
I can't imagine what they gabbed about. Yeah. I can't.
They were chatting.
I
hope they were chatting.
And then even though my man is not in this season, he gets a mention in every single episode. He tells her he misses Mickey, but he is enjoying Caleb while it lasts. And he's basically waiting for Caleb to bail, but not, like, stressing about it. He's like, it'll end.
See, okay. At the end of the day, I am, like, a Caleb anti just based on how, like, because he cheated on Ian and all that shit.
Yeah.
But, and also he's boring. But I do think this is something that Ian needed.
Yeah.
Was to, like, confront that like, insecure part of himself where he's like, I'm just gonna get, like, abandoned.
Yeah. Like, sucks that this is the person that had to open the light.
Because in his brain, he's like, oh, me and Mickey have just been through so much together, like, so, like, obviously, like, well, but even then, no, he was having that shit with him where he was like, you're gonna leave me, and that's why he broke up with him.
Yeah.
Because he was like, you're gonna leave me someday because this shit's gonna be too much for you. And so he's like, and I can't really remember if he does the same with Trevor. I don't think he does. I think he's, like, past that at that point. But I'm like, no, he needed this. He needed a different relationship to give him.
Yeah, no, he ruins his and Trevor's relationship.
Ian is the villain.
The
in
culprit
his and Trevor's
for
relationship.
Yeah, he's the culprit for the Ian Trevor.
He's the cheater. So.
yeah, he cheated. Yes.
With the love of his life.
A felon!
Well, and then he didn't even end up dating him after. He tried to go back to Trevor after. So what's that say about him?
And then we have the worst scene ever is, like, the bear scene. I hate that scene so much.
Oh, God. Don't.
With him and Trevor.
Don't even mention that to me right now. I'm sick.
Sick and twisted. Amanda, what, 2 seasons from now? Or 1 season from now?
It's season 8.
Season 8,
okay.
so we got 2
season 8.
seasons.
You are not going to be happy.
You're going to hate every second of it.
Mandy...
Let's just say Shameless loves to be fatphobic anytime they possibly can.
They sure fucking do. Mandy asks about Lip, and he tells her he's doing great in grad school. He's doing great in school. He had a messy thing with his professor, but everything's great. Remember how Lip is in the hospital for alcohol poisoning? Lip's great.
He doesn't know that.
And, like, they both seem just, like, a little bit sad, but they have each other, and they always will, which is really nice.
This is a wrap on her, right? This episode?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
She's not even at their wedding. At Patsy's, Fiona is leaving to go meet with Gus's lawyers, Clifton and Clifton. And Sean tries to blow off a conversation with her again, but she pushes and pushes and pushes. And he snaps. And he's like, I can't stop seeing Will holding that fucking gun, and I cannot help but think what will happen if I lose custody, and it's your fucking fault. And he says, I keep telling myself this was an isolated incident. And she says, it was. And he said, then why did Liam find a pile of coke?
Boom!
Oh!
Bring it back.
Turn that shit around.
Bring back shaming Fiona for that.
Like, yeah. He's like, stop acting like every weird thing that happens to you is just a random happenstance. Like, you make decisions and bad things happen. And she's like, okay, I can get my head around you having killed a guy and being a heroin addict, and this is too much for you?
Yeah, because it involves your child, and it's not just a personal harm happening.
Preach.
Girl, just because your fucking delinquent little brother can run around the streets selling guns doesn't mean that every 4-year-old has the same mentality.
And she drops that, like, guilt trip of a line and goes to leave, and he tries to stop her. And she's like, no, I'm gonna go get divorced right now because I jumped from relationship to relationship without ever catching my breath, which is why my life is such a fucking mess.
Okay, well, at least she's self-aware.
Yeah.
At least she's self-aware. And now we said it.
And then they, like, sort of break up. Like, that conversation ends in kind of a breakup. And she cries her way down the block about it, the way that Fiona does. And she sits and she does that cry face that Emmy does.
She's not crying, I don't want it.
And then she pulls herself together and goes to get divorced. Again, to the commune. Sammy brings Debbie breakfast that is healthy and good for the baby. And Debbie's like, I couldn't... Huh?
Queenie?
Yeah, what did I say?
Who's Sammy?
Oh, fuck.
Sammy.
Queenie. Ah! Not Sammy, never
I'm like,
Sammy.
Sammy is in prison, so...
But yeah, Queenie brings Debbie a healthy breakfast that's good for the baby. And Debbie's like, I couldn't sleep. And Queenie's like, oh, what about masturbating? That'll put you right to sleep. And then she brings out the shared communal vibrator.
And it's like one of
Why
those,
do
like...
I feel like Debbie's like, I've never done that.
Yeah, she does.
She says she's never
you're
masturbated
pregnant?
before. Or gotten off.
Yeah.
I don't like talking about a child, but still.
No, like, also, yeah. you're 14, but also you're pregnant. It's
like,
weird. Yeah.
It's like a weird conversation because, like, obviously, like, you have to look at it from, like, she's giving, like, a motherly, like, kind of love perspective.
Like, okay, you want to talk about, like, pregnancy. I mean, the female counterpart does not need to get off.
Yeah, like, for said thing to happen, but it's just, like, a weird, I don't know. They always, like, cross the line. Like,
yeah.
And then she literally, like, get, like, everything with Debbie.
In a way, it just makes the whole situation more mortifying because it's like, right, you remember that this girl is like a child,
14 and pregnant, and you're saying she's never. I don't
it is because that is a very like puberty milestone, like coming of age milestone, and so it's like, oh right, she's fully pregnant, about to be the mother of a child, and she hasn't actually finished going through puberty.
She skipped 10 steps.
Yeah. But yeah, she brings
out the biggest Hitachi I've ever seen.
Yeah, have you guys heard that Chapel Ronin song? I heard you like magic. I got a wand.
Yeah, I was just listening to that earlier today.
That's a good line. Yeah, she tells Debbie how to use this shared Hitachi vibrator. And pregnant teenager Debbie tells Queenie she's never had an orgasm, and Queenie's like, okay, cool, figure it out. Here's this, figure it out. Back in the house, Carl sets Dominique up with the recording equipment, and she sends Liam out of the room while Carl's setting up the recording equipment. And she grabs a condom out of her violin case. And like,
she's crazy.
Then we cut away from that. So sitcom. Frank tries to get out of work at the commune. He mostly just doesn't want to shovel the human shit, which so fair.
Yeah, respect.
So he's like told he has to jump on the bike that powers the generator instead. And the older woman in the tent at the commune is also from Station 19. Love that for me.
Wow, the pipeline.
In Carl's room, Dominique admits that she's not there to record her violin, and she says, she's a virgin. Are you a virgin? And he goes, what? No. Yeah.
What? No, that's crazy.
Yeah. And then she proposes, why don't we still both stop being virgins together right now?
Okay, but the way they cut the scene is like such like classic Shameless fashion that I didn't hate it, but also I did hate it.
Yeah. But this is also like 16-year-old or 15-year-old boy, 15-year-old girl.
Not even if Debbie's 14 or 15. Carl's younger.
Really?
They
Carl
change
is a year
ages.
younger than Debbie.
Yeah.
Carl, they're Irish twins, you know, they're like barely a year apart.
I did like the way that this scene happens where we cut back and forth between Frank on the bike, the bottom of Carl's closed door, and then Debbie with the vibrator in like a way, like her looking at it and whatever. And the way that they cut it up, it's like, this is a good way to show that Debbie and Carl are exploring themselves without showing children in compromising situations.
And I like the way they did it is that with like Frank on the bike.
Or without doing like weird stuff with like noise.
Yeah.
I don't really
because you have Frank that's just like pedaling on the bike with heavy panting, and then like he has to hit like a milestone and that like dings, and that's like all of the younger's indicators. It's weird. It's weird, but like I like it.
They make Bill do the like grunting and groaning and like heavy lifting of that scene.
Yeah.
I thought it was handled really smartly. And also, this was not marketed as a children's television show, so it was an appropriate thing to include in this fucking adult television show showed on premium cable. I hate Nickelodeon.
If your show allows boobs, it's okay.
Yeah. Lip gets back to the sorority house and starts yelling at the girl who called the ambulance for him. He's like, do you have any idea how much that hospital stay is going to cost me? And he's like, you're getting back at me for forgetting your name. And she's like, you were asleep on the bench in the freezing cold, pissing yourself. I thought you were gonna die, so I called 911.
Right, like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And, like, he still has shit back to say to her. And she's like, fuck off, dude.
Yeah. She's like, I saved your life. Go fuck yourself. At the attorney's office, her lawyer says that Gus is loaded and that Fiona is entitled to the royalties of fuck you, Fiona. But she's like, no, it's not worth anything. Leave it alone.
My favorite thing is, like, he goes, you've heard that? And then he starts, like, singing it and, like, jingling to himself. He's so good. I love him.
And then he's like, please, I never get a shot at a case with a payoff. let me go after him. Let me loose. And she's like, no, just simple divorce. End the marriage. And back at the commune, Frank says he never wants back on that bike. And he gets told that after the chant, he has to cut firewood and shovel shit. So Frank goes to Debbie and he's like, hey, let's get the fuck out of here. But she's like, I like it here. I don't want to leave. I want to raise my baby here.
Debbie.
Crazy.
Abracadabra.
And Frank heads out and Queenie chases him down. She's like, why are you leaving? And he's like, I have to shovel shit and share you, and nobody smokes weed around here.
Oh, isn't she like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And that's like the
And, like,
next
later
scene
she's
when
like,
she's like, I
yeah,
want to
she's
show
like, what are
you
you talking
something.
about?
Mm-hmm. She's like, come with me. I have to show you something. At the alibi, Svet has taken notes on V, all of her likes and dislikes, which is how Kev finds out that V doesn't like his nachos, which are apparently his signature dish. And she asks, he's like, why wouldn't you tell me? I could make you something else. And she's like, it's not a big deal, hun. Like, it's fine. And he's freaked out now about V and Svet getting married. And he's like gonna be the weird guy hanging around. And he's like, no lesbian marriage. No marriage. And then, speaking of marriages being called off, Fiona is getting butt fucked in this divorce proceeding. Gus is taking her for 15 grand over the ring, and he's coming after the house. And Fiona's gobsmacked.
Like, okay, asshole.
Yeah. It's a ring. Like, get the fuck over it.
Sentimental value or whatever, but it's like, he obviously has the money to buy it back himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand that it's like,
But he's still under the impression that she has
I understand
it.
that he's pissed off that she pawned it in the first place, but it's like, okay, you go buy the ring back, set Fiona up on a payment plan or something.
Yeah.
Does he know it's pawned as of now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she didn't
But
show
that's
up
why
with
he's
it.
being especially cruel too, is because he's like, you fucking pawned the ring. And she's like, dude,
It was
I about
a
to
year
lose my
ago.
house.
Yeah. And now he's still trying to come after the house where her, little siblings live. Asshole. And Fiona's like, can I have a second? There is blood in the water, and I am a shark. Please, let me do this. And she went, you know what? Fuck it. And lets him. This motherfucker's gonna tear Gus to pieces.
He starts pulling out documents.
He is ready to go. Back at the house, Mandy is showered. She's redressed in the now blood-free dress. And she's like, she tells Ian, because he still seems worried about her being an escort. She's like, I have health insurance. I have a nice apartment, a nice car. And even though the guy last night went a little far, this hasn't happened before. And I used to get beat up for free. She's like, I have regulars who are like boyfriends. I get flown out to New York first class. I'm doing fine.
I have a problem a little with this. Her being based in Chicago does not provide a good reason for why we never see her again. Because it's like, why is she saying that she lives in Chicago and has a nice apartment and car insurance and all this shit?
She doesn't live in Chicago. She was in Chicago with this guy.
For the client, I guess.
But she said she got out of Indiana. Did she say where she lives now?
No.
Okay. I see.
Yeah.
I see now.
Probably
I'm
still on
PO'd.
that general
I'm PO'd.
area.
Yeah, but she's like, I got flown to New York first class. I've never done that before. And that sort of lights Ian up. He's like, what was it like? And she's like, it was great. We saw Wicked. It was awesome.
Oh, that's so cute.
And then he realizes, pot kettle. He's like, I did some sex work at the club. I don't have room to judge. And she's like, why did you stop? And he's like, didn't like starving myself to fit into the gold thong.
Oh.
They got me. They got me, and I had to leave. I was like, okay, all right.
And
I'm done. Wrap it up, everybody.
She leaves him with, just because we were born here doesn't mean we have to end up here.
And yet they all do.
And yet they all do!
No. He took that to heart, and he moved to the west side.
Yeah.
All right. With a pool.
It took a while, but he did.
Yeah. They hug, and I miss her, and I'm gonna miss her for the rest of the series. And this was a great shot, especially, loaded once not only the Lip and Mandy of it all, but, the Jeremy and Emma of it all. Cause
I think they were still together when this was filmed, though.
No,
They'd been broken up.
Part of the reason she left was because they broke up.
I thought it was, after season 6 part of the reason.
No, I
that
think
she
it was...
didn't return again.
I think it was season 5.
Oh.
But as she's heading out, Lip is coming home. He sees her, like, nice Jeep outside and is like, what's that? And he walks in the house and she comes down the front steps as he passes through the living room. And they look at each other. She says nothing and she's gone.
It's like so intense.
Yeah.
It's what he deserves.
For no words.
I remember
Yup.
the song on this part was really good. I like saved it to my Spotify. The song in this part is like I think it's Where I'm Coming From by like Broken. Fuck. What is that song? You can continue.
But Ian comes down the back stairs and he's like, oh fuck, Lip's home. Hey, what are you doing? And then he's like, oh yeah, I did go out with Caleb last night. Mandy just dropped by just now to say hi.
Where I'm Coming From, Bronze Radio Return. I'm pretty sure that's the song
Nice.
from this part.
So Ian and Lip are in the kitchen, and then Carl comes downstairs and asks for a condom. And like, this is a really cute Gallagher brother moment, because Ian and Lip are like, do you have a condom? They're just like, they tease him a little bit. And Ian reaches into his wallet and gives Carl 2 condoms. And Lip's like, is that Carl's first time? And Ian's like, maybe. And then they toast to him. Ian with a coffee, Lip with a beer.
It's cute. It's really sweet.
Good morning, Lip, who just got back from the hospital for alcohol poisoning. Beer. At the farm, Queenie shows Frank that they're farming poppies, so opium. They want to make enough to buy land in Hawaii. And do you guys remember when Kev was growing weed and grew way too much weed? Triple it, quadruple it. That's how many poppy plants.
Yeah.
Quadruple it.
They're literally
Wait,
seriously
hold on.
row housing.
Speaking of that.
Well, isn't she like, weren't you curious? She was like, there's no electricity on the commune. What did you think that bike was powering?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Hold
the
on.
generators.
I went to my buddy's house today.
Bunch of plants.
Lots of plants, Lena. Lena.
Oh, awesome.
My buddy and his dad do it. And I was like, that's dope. You can cut that part. I just wanted to show you guys. I thought that was funny.
But like, they're growing, they're like opium out the ass.
I didn't know that's what like the plants look like. They're like creepy looking.
Yeah.
Because they're poppy plants?
Yeah. Back at the divorce, they're in the middle of taking Gus for everything he has when Sean shows up with the engagement ring in his hand. And she like walks out of the meeting room there's a glass wall between the meeting room and the lobby where Sean is standing. And she goes, what's happening? He's like, I never loaned you money for the house, so I figured I owe you this. He got the pawn guy down to $4,000, and she's like, I'll pay you back. He's like, yes, you will.
He's like, fuck yeah, you're gonna pay me back.
He's like,
well, because I'm like, I never loaned you money for the house. It's like, you didn't need to. It's not your place.
He says, yeah, we fought, but people fight, and that doesn't mean we're broken up, and I don't want to lose you. And she's like, careful, I'm about to get divorced, and you sound like you're proposing. And he's like, it's the ring. That's why I sound like I'm proposing. Then he goes, I mean, if I was gonna propose, I did go to the store and buy a ring, and like, this moment would be a little hard to top, wouldn't it? And then he proposes.
And the whole, like, everyone in the room is
Everyone's
like,
are
the
you
fuck?
serious right now?
In the middle of her divorce, in front of her ex-husband.
With the ring that they're fighting over?
Yeah.
And then he like opens up the door and throws the ring at Gus, and then they just go back to kissing.
She says yes. He's like, I'll get you a ring. Not this one. I'll get you a ring. And they kiss. We cut to credits. The end credit song is My Love by Mags. And the after credit scene, Chucky looking for Queenie in the woods, getting attacked by a mountain lion.
Because he says, like, in the
Forgot
last...
about that. He, like,
it's like a
he got, like,
callback.
a big scar.
Yeah, no, it's a callback because he, like, when they were going there originally, he's like, is there going to be mountain lions? And Queenie's like, no, we're like, we're like an hour outside the city. No, there's no mountain lions.
He literally gets attacked by a mountain lion.
Poor kid. I hate him, but, like, poor kid.
So that's the end of this episode. And next time on Shameless, Sean officially moves into the Gallagher house as he and Fiona set a plan on a traditional wedding. Meanwhile, Kev is not happy about V and Svetlana's pending green card marriage and tries to find a way around it.
He doesn't like the gay married.
Right? Let them be gay married. What's wrong with you?
He's insecure. Well, he's like, where do I come in?
Svetlana
Not
also gives you head. Like, what's the problem?
What are you complaining about?
Okay, but it's just head. They're married now. He feels competitive. He's like, okay, and what's in it for me? But it's like, Kev, you're also married to V, basically.
Yeah.
And they had the whole ceremony. So it's like, you're married.
So
Let's be real.
what do we think of this episode?
I like it. I had fun.
It's good.
I think
It's definitely a stronger one.
it's like raw moments, but like they tied everything together that I think was like pretty open ended for like the last like couple episodes.
You can tell it was written by somebody who's written for the show before. Like, they remember things and they get relationships right, and it's nice. I really liked it. I liked the beginning of a Kevin V story and the like sort of continuation of the Carl story. And even though Ian's goes over to the left, it's a familiar, like, it's not out of left field. It's like, oh, here is a familiar person and a familiar relationship that we get to touch back on. Isn't this nice? It's a little sitcom-y about a dead guy, but
like they're good actors. They bring emotion to it. For sure.
and oh, Fiona, this is going to end so badly for you. I feel it in my heart and in my soul. This is not going to go well.
Yeah. Sorry.
Also, there's no
Sorry.
way that the Yurt thing doesn't end in a raid by the DEA. There's no way.
I actually don't remember.
Like, they've got to
I want to
get
say,
found out.
okay.
But
I think Debbie leaves before Frank does. Is that true?
no, they leave at the same time.
They do.
They leave at the same time, yeah. And
It
I think
might
that's
not
literally
end
like
in a raid, or that might not be why they leave.
So they leave
Wait,
Frank and Debbie, and then
Well,
what you're
spoilers.
thinking of happens like 2 episodes later because someone finds Frank.
I see. Okay,
interesting.
I see.
So
you
Debbie and
see-
Frank leave on their own before Debbie pops the baby.
You see that?
Yeah, no, I knew that. I knew that because I remember her giving birth.
You see that many like drug plants and a plan of like we're gonna buy land in Hawaii and like a cult shit's gonna go bad fast.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Yeah. I don't think it doesn't go bad while they're still there.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's like it's kind of like a little comedic bookend, I'm pretty sure. It's like after they leave and shit goes south.
Also,
Yeah.
please just tell me that Chucky got eaten by that mountain lion and I never have to see him again.
No,
Like, he survives.
I'm pretty sure he gets like a big scar down the middle of his face.
Oh
Yeah,
my
no, he
god,
does.
can we leave Chucky in the past?
But he does not appear after Debbie and Frank leave the commune.
good. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
I think that's a wrap on him as well.
Good. Oh, it was good to see Mandy again. I miss her and I want her back. I love
Yeah.
her. Her not being at the wedding is an affront. Like, it's so upsetting. But I liked this episode more than a lot of the other episodes this season.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. They're just
I don't
interesting.
know. It just ties things together, but then there's also like new things to work with too, which is like more entertaining than just like a vomit of an episode.
Yeah. This is an interesting dynamic because we're into like these seasons that I've never seen before, and I'm also listening to the Scrubs Rewatch podcast, and they're into season 9, which I've never seen before, and I'm watching it and I was like,
Wow.
this is weird.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
But you're listening to the podcast?
I'm listening to the podcast, but I watched the episode before I listened to the podcast.
Before you listen to
But
the
like,
okay,
I
see.
have never before seen season 9 because I was like, season 8 was the ending, so why would I watch season 9?
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is interesting. I am really enjoying watching Shameless, not knowing what's going to happen. It's really cool.
It's awesome. It's the best way to watch the show, to be honest.
I'm excited for the end of this season. I feel like it's going to explode, and I'm excited.
Oh, it's great.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It is one of my it is maybe one of my favorite finales.
It's a
And then
really good
season
finale.
7 episode 1 is one of my favorite premieres.
Oh yeah,
Interesting.
I agree with
Banger
that.
back to
That
back.
opening,
Yeah.
the opening scene of
The
season
opening, girl,
11.
the opening goes crazy.
I mean 7. No, the opening alone is like
The opening of season 7 goes crazy. It makes the whole episode.
Yeah,
You've said that
absolutely.
before, and I have no idea what you're talking about, so I'm
yeah.
so
No, we've
excited.
definitely referenced it before.
Great. It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna love
Hell
it.
yeah.
Okay, I think the international symbol of we're wrapping up the podcast is I have to pee.
Yeah.
We should just make
Always.
merch that says I have to pee. Also, somebody bought, shout out to whoever it was that bought sweatshirt off of our bonfire. Like,
Oh,
last
no
week.
way.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Guys,
shout out to that
thanks.
person.
If I'm being honest, my sweatshirt is now just a gray sweatshirt. The logo is completely gone.
My shirt is pretty faded.
I am going to wear our shirt when I meet Cameron Monaghan, and I'm going to give him a sticker.
Oh my god.
God,
Give him the
okay.
one of the house. Give him the one of the house.
Zoe suggested that I get him to sign the painting that is our logo.
That's actually kind of dope.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else, guys?
Nah, I'm excited for next
I don't
episode.
think so.
Me too.
Yeah.
All right. Thank everybody for their patience.
Yes.
We post when we can, but we have a good time doing it. Even when we're sleepy, it's always fun. We always get excited mid-episode, so.
Mhm. We wake up like mid-episode.
And now we're all sleepy, so now we gotta go.
Gonna go make a baked potato.
I have to go clean my room.
Gotta go make a baked potato.
I'm so excited. It's gonna take like an hour. I'm really excited.
So awesome.
Alrighty, so until next
Alrighty.
time, goodbye everybody, goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.